Well, let's also talk about digging out of debt, because for American families trying to right their financial ship, the PBS television show Opportunity Knocks is trying to provide actionable advice on how to rearrange their financial lives. Well, joining us now is Jean Chatzky, financial expert and a coach on the PBS television program Opportunity Knocks. Good to have you on, Jean. So in dealing with different families and their different financial situations, what are some of the things that you've really learned about how American families are actually doing at the moment?
They're not paying as much attention to the little things as they need to be. I think that was one of the overriding themes. Look, 2022 was a pretty uncontrollable year. We had the highest inflation we'd seen in 40 years. We had interest rates going up. We had the stock market and the bond market both doing poorly at the exact same time, which typically does not happen. There were so many uncontrollable factors. And our goal as coaches on Opportunity Knocks, as well as my goal as a coach in the Finance Fix program that I run at hermoney.com, is to get people back in touch with those things that they can control. That means you need to know what's coming in, what's going out, and where it's going. And we put people through a process of getting in touch with their cash flows, really knowing their data, because only when you know can you make changes. Now, the sunny side of all of this was, of course, the jobs market, and the job market is still good to this day. And so if you're looking to right your financial ship, if you're looking to save a little more, maybe put a little more into your 401k in 2023, you want to be looking at your earnings power.
Yeah, Jean, let's hone in a bit more on that part that you can control. Obviously, your earning power, one, but we've heard a lot from guests today about credit card bills, making sure that's intact, being able to pay that down. What about the rates themselves? Because those rates have gone up. To what extent do you think Americans should be thinking about renegotiating those rates? Is there something they can do?
There absolutely is. And it comes back to one of those other things that you can control, and that's your credit, right? Credit is just a formula. You pay your bills on time, every single time. Your credit score is likely to be in pretty good shape. And that gives you room to negotiate with your lenders, whether we're talking about your credit card companies or whether we're talking about your car loan. A lot of people go in and they buy a car and they don't even think about the interest rate, which right now can be really troublesome. Well, there's a story out just last week that credit unions are charging 3% less than banks on average on car loans. That's real money in your pocket, and refinancing a car loan takes minutes, not months like you're used to with your home. And as far as those credit cards are concerned, particularly for people who still have good credit, there are balance transfer offers out there. You want to take advantage of them and then use that balance transfer period, 12 months, 15 months at a 0% interest rate, to just pay off as much debt as you possibly can.
And as you mentioned, a lot of this comes from really keeping track of where your money is going when you're seeing interest rates change and perhaps not really doing anything about it. What sort of perhaps apps or services do you think people would find most useful if they're trying to really get a hand on their finances?
Look, this is what we do at Her Money with our Finance Fix coaching program. We call it getting dirty with your data, and we take you by the hand and we help people do it. And we have new courses starting every month. But you can do this with pencil and paper. You can do this with the flows of money that you watch through your online bank account. It sometimes helps to have a coach to keep you accountable. But if you're willing to put in the work and follow the flows of your own money, it is eminently possible with technology to help you.
Jean Chatzky, financial expert and a coach on the PBS television program Opportunity Knocks. Good to get your advice today. Appreciate the time.